Muslims. Israel has formally declared war after
who has declared a state of war with Hamas.
At least about 20 Ukrainians being killed.
Destroyed another high-rise building in Gaza City.
India and Pakistan have already fought two.
Pakistan calls deadly missile strikes by India.
Civil war in Syria is suddenly dynamic again.
Every headline feels heavier than the last. Gaza in flames, Sudan torn apart, Ukraine still fighting for survival, and the world's superpowers circling each other like predators. Is this chaos, or a pattern foretold long ago? Welcome to Prophetic Chronicles, where ancient prophecy meets today's headlines. To understand today's chaos, we need to journey back almost 2,000 years to a quiet hillside overlooking ancient Jerusalem. Here, a small group of Jesus' closest followers leaned in, full of concern. The world felt unstable even then. They asked him, "What will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" Jesus didn't give them a vague answer. He painted a picture, vivid, unsettling, and unmistakably clear. He said, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." These weren't just warnings for his own generation. Jesus described a world where conflict would multiply, where wars would break out across continents, and the very air would buzz with rumors of new threats. Not a single battle, but a cascade of crises. Not isolated skirmishes, but entire nations and kingdoms colliding, again and again.
אזרחי ישראל, אנחנו במלחמה. לא במבצע, לא בסבבים, במלחמה. הבוקר חמאס פתח במתקפת פתע רצחנית נגד מדינת ישראל ונגד אזרחיה. אנחנו בתוך זה משעות הבוקר המוקדמות. כינסתי את ראשי מערכת הביטחון, הנחיתי קודם כל לטהר את היישובים מהמחבלים שחדרו פנימה. הפעולה הזאת מתבצעת בשעות הללו. במקביל הוריתי לבצע גיוס מילואים נרחב ולהשיב מלחמה שערה בעוצמה ובהיקף שהאויב לא הכיר. האויב ישלם מחיר שהוא לא ידע כמותו. אני קורא בינתיים לכל אזרחי ישראל להישמע בקפדנות להנחיות הצבא, להנחיות פיקוד העורף. אנחנו במלחמה ואנחנו ננצח בה.
Look at our world today. News cycles overflow with reports of clashes and confrontations. Global powers posture and threaten, while smaller nations are torn apart. The words wars and rumors of wars aren't ancient poetry. They're headlines from this very year. So, are these just the random storms of history? Or are we witnessing the very signs Jesus spoke of, unfolding before our eyes? In the next moments, let's examine the evidence together. In the heart of the Middle East, the city of Gaza is once again a flashpoint. Sirens wail, families huddle in shelters, and the night sky glows with artillery fire. The world holds its breath as Israel and Hamas exchange blows, each strike threatening to draw in neighboring nations. Behind the scenes, Iran's influence grows, sending weapons and rhetoric that fan the flames. But this isn't just a local feud. It's a struggle watched by every global power. The eyes of the world are fixed on Jerusalem, a city sacred to billions, and a region where alliances and enmities shift like desert sands. For centuries, prophets warned that the Middle East would be the epicenter of global upheaval. Today, those warnings ring louder than ever. While the world's cameras focus elsewhere, a silent tragedy unfolds in Sudan. Civil war has torn the nation apart, brother fighting brother, cities reduced to rubble. Over 10 million people have fled their homes, seeking safety in crowded camps or across hostile borders. Yet, these stories rarely make the front page. The suffering is immense, but the world's attention is fleeting. Jesus' words echo here. Nation will rise against nation. In Sudan and across the African continent, conflicts simmer, sometimes unnoticed but devastating all the same. These hidden wars remind us that prophecy isn't always about what's most visible, but about the pain and turmoil that ripple across the globe. Meanwhile, halfway around the world, two giants circle each other, the United States and China. Trade wars escalate into technology bans. Warships crisscross the South China Sea, each maneuver calculated, each gesture scrutinized. Both nations promise peace, but their actions speak of rivalry. Of a new kind of Cold War, fought not just with weapons, but with influence, information, and economic might. The stakes? Global leadership and the balance of power for the next generation. And on Europe's eastern edge, the war in Ukraine grinds on. Cities are scarred by shelling. Families are separated by front lines. What began as a regional conflict now draws in the world. NATO debates, sanctions ripple across economies, and millions are displaced. The echoes of the past, of world wars and shifting borders, are impossible to ignore. In Ukraine, as in so many places, the prophecy is not just a distant warning, but a living reality. From the deserts of the Middle East to the plains of Africa, the seas of Asia, and the fields of Europe, conflict is everywhere. The words of Jesus, spoken on a quiet hillside, now resound in the chaos of our headlines. Are these the wars and rumors of wars he warned about? Or is something even greater on the horizon? What's striking about Jesus' prophecy isn't just the mention of war, but the pattern. Multiple conflicts, erupting at once, creating global instability and fear. In Matthew 24:8, he calls these the beginning of birth pangs. Like labor pains, they grow more frequent and intense as the climax approaches. So, what does this mean for us in 2025? Are we just living through random chaos, or are we witnesses to prophecy unfolding? These warnings weren't meant to frighten, but to prepare, to help us recognize the times and respond with hope, not fear. What do you think? Are these global conflicts just the randomness of history, or are we seeing the words of Jesus come to life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to keep connecting today's headlines with ancient prophecy, subscribe to Prophetic Chronicles. We're just getting started uncovering the truth hidden in plain sight.